Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, for the second time the same day. This is the second of two videos. The first one is regarding the changes in the Friendly Nations visa. That one is up, or shortly will be up. I will have a link to it in the description below if that's of interest to you as well. This one in May of 2021 refers to a new teleworking visa, is how they're calling it here, for people who would work in Panama and actually do the work of companies overseas, elsewhere, and do it through via computer connections and so forth. You know what this is about. You've probably heard a considerable amount about it. There are a number of programs out there. It's nice to see Panama put one together. I don't think it's going to be very successful. But I want to let you know what it involves and also tell you why I think it has some problems with it. I'm not sure I mean, it could work for some of you, but we'll see. They keep referring to it as a tourist visa, but it's a little bit more complex than a tourist visa. They're for people, as they say, in other words, people who work locally in Panama or who generate income for providing services to Panamanian companies will not be able to apply to this program. Okay, that's all logical. You're supposed to be working for some firm or whatever somewhere else in the world. This is how you do it. To apply for the program, tourists must meet some requirements, including proving income from a foreign source of more than $3,000 per month or $4,000 per month per family. Okay. In addition, you must have health insurance, fill out the application form, present a letter from the foreign company for which you work or a contract with the company to which you provide professional services abroad, an affidavit of non-acceptance of an offer of labor in the Panamanian territory. In other words, you won't accept a job here, among others. Lord knows, with everything they've got down here, this is not a tourist visa. This is much more of a residency visa. And when they say other documents, or among others, I suspect they're going to ask for an FBI report if you're an American, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police if you're Canadian, and so on. Please. That's an awful lot. And you have to prove income and so forth and so forth. They point out the fact that you get 9 months and the ability to extend it for 9 months. And the sum total, they will tell you, is $550. That's the government fees, okay? That doesn't count whatever fees you're going to have to pay to get your police record, to get all the stuff together, to get it down here, to get it in the right hands. I see no way you're going to do this without a lawyer. They haven't said it. It doesn't happen down here. Everything has to go through a lawyer, so this is going to have to go through a lawyer too. It's a lot of work. It's going to take time and effort. It's going to take a lot of focus. This is a very, very definitely a 20th century response to a 21st century situation, and clearly indicates the people who designed the program have absolutely no feel at all for the audience of people who are really making use of this and are excited by it and looking forward to using it. And I can demonstrate to you very easily how it can be done. And I'm going to give you the link to that too for you to see, because I'll be very honest with you. All that paperwork, so you get 9 months and then the extension for another 9 months? Why? I mean, you really might as well be getting something a little bit more extended than that. Let me tell you what most people, I think a lot of people who are interested in this sort of work are going to find without too much difficulty. And one program that is particularly well known among many is the Bahamas. They've had theirs out for a while, and apparently it's steaming along. They call it Bahama Beats. Let me pull this up now, because I'm going to be describing it. Yes, it's the Beats, B-E-A-T-S, which of course sounds very similar to Beach, B-E-A-C-H. They get the point across. The Bahama Beats program is tailored for people who are of either two kinds. There are two different kinds. One is for somebody who's working separately overseas, and it's teleworking. The other is for students who are doing their degree work by teleworking, so to speak, teleeducating, if you like, because of difficulties in going to school and sitting in classrooms and everything else under this current situation. So they've got two programs, one for those who are working and one for those who are studying. Actually, students like this have been around for a very long time, and they're just not large numbers. There are graduate students doing their PhD work and things of this sort. This would have been ideal for a number of them, but the point is it's not only them now, it's a lot of others as well. So they have these two programs. Their permit approval, well, let's see if I can give you the steps here. Yes. These are the documents you're going to have, along with the $25 application fee. A valid passport data page. Now, you're going to be sending this down by email, all right? And the data page, of course, is the page of your passport with your photograph and your basic information on it. You have to have a copy of that. A copy of a medical insurance card. Somehow you're going to have to be covered by medical insurance. For students, that's probably going to be their campus card. But for people with business, I don't know. But they're going to have some indication of medical insurance. Those who are working remotely, you have to have proof of employment. It means you have to be employed. You don't have to say it's $3,000, not the $4,000. A lot of these people are really more freelance. I mean, they may do substantial amounts of work, but they don't know in advance, and they're not paid salaries. So some are salaried, but others, many are not. And then it's hard to get somebody who may be doing some part-time work with, you expect to and they expect to, but they don't necessarily want to give you a letter to that effect so that you can live in the Bahamas or whatever. So all they say is you need a proof of employment of some sort. They seem to be quite open here. And for those who study or studying and want to study remotely, you have to have a copy of your student ID. Everything's very simple. So you have your data page, you have your medical insurance card, you have some sort of proof of employment, or you have a student ID. Now you submit that with your application and the $25. They respond to you within 5 days, one way or the other. What they're going to do is they're going to check with the school, make sure you really are a student. They're going to check with the quote employer, unquote, or whatever you've shown for employment information, however you've explained it. They're going to check that out and make sure. If it's all in place and everything's done, then this is great. What happens after that? You will receive an email for payment. The work remotely permits are $1,000 for the head of household and $500 for each dependent. The study permits are $500 per person, per student. So it's more expensive on the surface. But the point is you've done all this without leaving your home. You haven't apostilled anything. You aren't using a lawyer. I mean, all sorts of things are happening. For that, you get 1 year in the Bahamas. Now, if you want to extend it, you can extend for an additional 2 years, so one at a time. So up to 3 years you can be in this program. Guys, it's hard to make it easier. What I like about this is this really speaks to the people under 40 particularly, but others as well, who are in this position and are really looking to do it. I mean, you're bringing down people who may eventually buy a house. They may come down here to stay. Who knows what they'll do? But the point, they will be down here. They'll spend money and they will do their work from here and be very happy. But why should they go through all the hassle, all the difficulty? God forbid they have to come down and get a lawyer. Come on. Seriously? And they can just shoot it out. What they do, what the Bahamas does, is sends them one of those little squiggly things that you show, and your smartphone looks at it and says, "Oh, I see that. Okay." And they give you that one of those, a symbol. That's all you get, and it comes to you, and they send it up to you wherever you are when you've been accepted, and you just hand it in when you get to immigration in the Bahamas. So. Is that a QR? I keep forgetting what they call it. Whatever it is, you know what I mean. So it's very simple, so simple. It is so suitable to the type of people who are coming. It's that relaxed way. If you stop by to see the website, I'll leave the links below, as I said, you will see that they are, they're stressing the fact that, hey, you're in the tropics. This is a beautiful place to be. You can have a lot of fun while you're here. And here's how easy it is for you to get down here and do this and spend money. And I think it's great. I think it's very great. They're on top of it, very much. So I'd say the one that we got going here is going to be some tough sledding ahead of it. We really need to get up to date on what's going on from areas like the United States and Canada that would most likely supply people like this. But it's even doesn't make any difference. From Europe, they can also go to the Bahamas. All right, that's enough. I just wanted to outline to let you know that it did exist and what it involved. And if you feel like you really would like to do it down here, if it's a way to come to Panama that suits you for any reason, wonderful. I mean, that's great. I'd love to have you come down. I just not sure that's going to compete well with other opportunities if really what you want to do is telework. And certainly it's not going to help out if you're a student. So keep all that in mind, and that will be it for tonight. I have some more coming along here, but I think two is pretty good for one day. Thank you very much for your patience. I hope you find it helpful, and I look forward to seeing you the next time.